3D platformers have never really been my cup of tea. Every once in a while, one will get announced that looks fun, but I end up not enjoying it. I tried Yooka-Laylee and didn't really enjoy it. The game didn't feel that good to play in my opinion. I also tried Crash Bandicoot, but it was too difficult for me. Which I get is the point of the game, but it's just not for me. I'm not a fan of most 3D Mario games either. The only one I got into was Super Mario 3D World. And even then, I only enjoyed playing it with my family. I'm not saying any of these games are bad. They are very, very far from that. They're all extremely well made. Now, cut to 2017, the launch of the Switch and Breath of the Wild. But also later that year, a tiny game called Super Mario Odyssey came out. And after seeing all the trailers, I decided to buy it. And I really enjoyed it. I find myself going back and playing through it fairly often. I've even tried to learn the speedrun of it. There are quite a lot of reasons why I enjoy Super Mario Odyssey more than other 3D platformers. Most of my comparisons will be of old 3D platformers because I haven't played a lot of modern ones to make a fair comparison to them. So, with all that said, let's get into the meat of the video. Welcome to Super Mario Odyssey. The second I picked up the controller and started playing Odyssey, I instantly fell in love. When you first take control of Mario, you immediately get a feel for the movement, and it feels great. With other 3D platformers like Yooka-Laylee or Banjo-Kazooie, the movement in those is very clunky and doesn't feel that good to play. I got very turned off from those games for that reason, but Odyssey is very fast, snappy, and responsive. In my opinion, this is the best Mario has ever felt in a game. And there is one other important character that adds even more to Mario's movement, and that's the addition of Cappy. Cappy is Mario's companion throughout the entire game, and Mario can do a multitude of things with him. He can throw him to hit objects. He can bounce off him, which gives him a lot more options for movement, and it feels great. It brings an extra level of momentum I didn't think was possible. And last but not least, this may be the most important thing Cappy can do. You can throw him at most enemies and some inanimate objects, and that allows you to capture them, which lets you take control of said thing you captured and inherit all of their abilities. Mario, you were supposed to capture a frog. I'm not sure how we ended up here. This adds a fresh coat of paint to the game. They're pretty much a replacement for power-ups from previous Mario games, as there are none in Odyssey. Some transformations include a frog that allows you to jump super high, a cloud that makes you blow things, the Hammer Bros and Fire Bros, and Goombas. Yup, you can turn into a lame-ass Goomba. Those are just a few out of the many captures you can transform into in this game. One problem with most of the Mario games is the amount of goddamn menus you had to go through just to select which world and star you wanted to collect. Granted, this was probably because of hardware limitations and whatnot, and it has definitely gotten better with more recent Mario games, but Odyssey definitely got the handle on it. The only thing you have to do is select which world you want to go to, and then you're there. Bowser's back at it again and has kidnapped Peach yet again for the 35th year in a row now. He really doesn't want to lose his streak. But Peach isn't the only one who Bowser went after this time. He also got a hold of Tiara, who, you guessed it, is a tiara, and she is the younger sister of Cappy. Bowser forces her to become Peach's wedding tiara. So, it is up to Mario and Cappy to use the Odyssey and chase down Bowser through all the different worlds to put an end to his evil ways. Speaking of the worlds, there are so many in Odyssey and all of them are very different but still pretty similar in some ways. I'm gonna start off by saying that the level design in most of the worlds is fucking great. None of the worlds look the same and they range from a lot of different things, whether that be the sandy desert of the Sand Kingdom, the snowy tundra of the Snow Kingdom, the luscious beach of the Seaside Kingdom, and many, many more. The similarities between all the worlds is that they are all decently sized open areas where you run around and collect moons. And they're all very fun to just run around. Sometimes I'll just forget to continue and move on to the next world, even if I have all the moons I need, and I'll just keep collecting them. The worlds are so well built. There were some parts where I wanted to test my skills. I would see an area far enough away where I would wonder if I could get over there. So, I would try and try until I either got it or gave up. Also, every world has their own storyline. But you don't have to follow it to progress to the other worlds. Instead, you can run around and collect moons. The way you travel between worlds is using the Odyssey, and you power it up to go to said worlds with moons, which are the replacement for stars from other Mario games. Moons are riddled throughout the levels. Each world has their own set number of moons that you need to be able to get to the next one. But even if you get all the ones you need, you can continue to collect them. If you follow the storyline of the level you're doing, you may or may not be close to the needed amount to progress. But believe it or not, you don't have to follow the storyline of the level to progress. There are so many moons scattered around that you can just explore around and get all the moons you need. There are a lot of different ways that you can get moons. There are lots of them visible in the level, and sometimes you'll have to use a capture to get them. You'll find a lot of things that will lead to challenge rooms, if you will. There's doors with top hats on them that can only be opened by throwing Cappy at them. And when you finish the challenge, you get a moon. There are scarecrows that when you throw Cappy at them, they start a time trial. And if you do it, you get a moon. But you won't have access to Cappy, so you have to get it by just using Mario's base moves. Also, there's rockets that you can capture, and it takes you to yet another challenge room. But these ones are slightly different. You still have to go to point A to B to get a moon. But there is one other optional moon you can get. Some moons are hidden in the ground, so you have to ground pound them for them to launch out of the ground. You'll be able to tell when you're close to the ground pound spot because your controller will rumble stronger and stronger until you find it. You can also help some characters around the world with little side quests. Most of the time you just have to go collect something and bring it to them, so they're not very interesting. Those are just a few out of the very many different types of ways to get moons. For some reason they decided to take out the life system, and instead when you die they just take coins, which makes the game incredibly easy. Which I get since it's made for kids, but plenty other Mario games have lives. Even Super Mario World does. So there really is no consequence to being reckless. This isn't a huge deal, but it was a little weird to me, but I can sorta understand why. There are quite a few bosses in Super Mario Odyssey. I'm not gonna spoil any of the surprise bosses in it. I'm gonna keep this brief and talk about the Broodals, which are Bowser's new allies. And they're alright, they're nothing special, you just learn their patterns and hit them 3 times, and they're done. But there are a few interesting bosses other than them that I did enjoy fighting. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. The soundtrack is pretty okay in Super Mario Odyssey, but most of the tracks are very forgetful since I don't remember most songs. Except for the absolute fucking banger that is Jump Up Superstar.
It's time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up.
And the ending song is very good, but I won't play it since it's best to experience it at the end. There are so many costumes, it is crazy. I wasn't expecting this much customization for Mario, but it is very fun mix matching hats and shirts, or sometimes no shirt. Ooh la la. The costumes look so good, and they usually have some that go with the vibe of the world. It's just so good. Even if you're in the 2D sections of a world, it shows you what costume you're wearing, but only if you're wearing the entire outfit. If you're wearing a mix match of outfits, then it will only show the regular Mario outfit. The way you get outfits is with coins and purple coins. Regular coins let you buy basic outfits that you can buy from any world. Purple coins are special coins that have special designs based on what world you're in, and they let you buy special outfits exclusive to that world. Super Mario Odyssey is an extremely well-made game, and the replayability is absolutely insane. I've played through the game way too many times to count, and I love it every time. I've even attempted to learn the speedrun for this game, and it's very fun. The speedrunning community is very big for Odyssey, and they've optimized the game so much that they can beat it in under an hour. It's crazy. If you're a fan of Odyssey and haven't watched a speedrun, I highly recommend you do so. They are so fun just to watch. If for some weird strange reason you haven't played Super Mario Odyssey, how do I put this nicely? Fucking do it! I mean, only if you want to, of course. I can't make you, but I mean, you should. Come on, just please. I asked nicely. I've said all that I think needs to be said, so now how do I end the video?